Hello everyone, welcome to another pre-show compo. I have with me Sense Install and SuperGo. We're about to cover the 128 byte high-end pre-show compo thing. Sense Install been a demo senior since 2010. He joined HowJob in 2017. He's been doing a lot of byte-size coding stuff in between. He's also a sculptor, Rashi artist, archiver, all sorts of things. Super Rogue joined the demo scene back in the 90s with the group Logic Design. Then he retired for a few years, and then he came back a couple of years ago and been doing some size coding stuff under the Marquee Design label. So to get things off the bat, what can you tell us about this category and or what makes this category appealing to you? Super Rogue.
Yes, I only started last year with the 256 bytes intro compo, yeah, that was already challenging. But then, after a couple of months, I started to do some 128 byte stuff, and my stuff got smaller. And I thought it was a nice in between category, between doing like a full 265 byte and still being able to do more than just a single effect.
A lot of people seem to focus on 256 bytes, so why 128? It's just, this doesn't quite fit 256, so let's try to fit it into 128.
Yeah. Sometimes you have an idea, and then if you do just one effect, then sometimes it gets stuck around. I mean, maybe when you do something and it gets stuck around 160 bytes, 150, you start to think, oh, maybe I can do 128. But unfortunately, there aren't a lot of competitions. I mean, Outline does one, so that's cool, and we're hoping to do one at the Lovebyte.
Doesn't Chaos Constructions also have 128 bytes? I
think mistaken. They had it,
not
but
sure.
Not every year. No.
Okay. Sense Install, what about you? What do you like about this category?
As Super Rogue said, if you end up at 150 bytes and you go down, you achieve something, because sometimes your idea isn't meant to be bloated by some extra code. Because sometimes the idea is perfect as it is, and if you add something more, it doesn't work. So it's better to go down to 128.
Okay, what can we expect to see on this demo compo that we're about to see? Sense Install, do you have some predictions?
No, because nobody can predict the ideas of the people who submit.
So, but you've seen the state of the art, so do you expect a lot of things with sound?
No, not really.
Okay.
But I hope to see some new faces, so to speak, and just some very nice effects, maybe even some new ones or unusual ones.
Okay. Super Rogue?
Yeah, I'm hoping for the same. I'm hoping that, we have the 128 at Outline and maybe some other parties, but there aren't a lot of 128 byte compos. So either people save their stuff for doing it for Outline or maybe Lovebyte this year. So I want to see. I'm just curious what other 128 byte stuff people are working on. Yeah, and like Sense Install said, I want to see new faces. Maybe people that do 256 bytes are now considering doing a 128. And for example, somebody like Tomcat, I'm curious to see what he can do if he wants to attempt.
He likes slightly bigger size coding limits from what he's been saying.
Yeah.
So curious if he's gonna participate on the 128 bytes or not. Can a 128 byte intro be considered a stripped down version of a 256, or does it have its own unique properties? We covered this a little bit already, but Super Rogue.
Yeah, that's on 256 bytes these days. You can do some multi-part thing or do more with sound. I don't know. Maybe I think for some of my own intros, they could be considered a 128 with some padding. For example, Haiku and Caron I did for Function last year. Those are basically 128 byte effects, and then a lot of text added to them.
But design matters so much to give like character to thing, and SenseInstall is an expert in that, so I'm curious to hear
Yes.
his thoughts on that. SenseInstall, do you think that it's 256 bytes but stripped of all the non-essential stuff?
Maybe sometimes, but I think most of the time it depends on the idea you have. Because you can't just cut half of the space away.
Yeah. But
it really depends on the idea.
But is it then still the same idea that you had for 256 bytes, and then because you can cut it down, you will do it in a 128? Or do you have different ideas for 256 byte?
A different idea. So add this and that, and then it grows naturally. Yeah. But a smaller size, I don't think it's a stripped down version.
No.
Okay, we have a question from Garguy. Where's the optimal line between an impressive coding feature and our feat and an aesthetically pleasing result? So where do you draw the line between code skill and looking good?
That's in the eye of the viewer, I think. Some people like the code, some more of the visuals.
It's really hard to judge size coding stuff as well because of that. First, you don't know. Usually, the viewer doesn't have the technical knowledge or the full technical knowledge of the machine, so it's really hard to figure out how much technical effort it is.
Yeah.
They just judge it for the look, so it's hard for the people who are making it to figure out the middle ground. So
or even some people don't care. Me, for example, if there's a C64 demo, I don't care how it is made as long as it looks good, to be honest. So maybe a lot of people judge size code productions the same way.
Yeah, Super.
Yeah, I think there is this issue with people outside of size coding. I think people inside size coding circles or people that do it themselves, they can accurately judge an intro on its technical feat, just as maybe a C64 coder can judge a C64 demo on its technical feat. So for the outsider, like SenseInstall said, it doesn't matter. It needs to look good. So hopefully with a good intro, it's both. But often it's maybe only a technical feat. So,
okay. Fair enough. What is your favorite or most underrated intro in this category, Super Rogue?
The most recent one I saw that was underrated and even ranked not that high was Edge Dancer from Icebird. It's not an MS-DOS intro, but it's made for ARM, like the RISC OS. So it uses a different processor, and it competed at Outline 128 byte info compo. And I really like that one a lot. And I think it shows a lot of potential for the RISC ARM platform.
Okay, SenseInstall?
My favorite intro is Vihen. I don't know if that's spelled right, from by Rolla, the one with the fire effect. That's amazing. Still my favorite in that category.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's all the questions we have for this section, unless you guys have anything else to add, SenseInstall, Super Rogue?
Again, enjoy the compo.
Yes, same for me, and I hope to see nice productions, unexpected stuff.
Okay, let's take a look at the entries. Bye. Bye.